And from the very beginning, we set our goals. We said we want to be the greatest group in the world. Now, we know that was a tall order, but it kept us moving forward. You know what I mean?
Right.
Trying to be better and that kind of thing. So we also, as we went along, would adjust that plan. And me being the only female left after a while, because we made that dream when the other two girls were in the group.
Mm-hmm.
And so we adjusted the dream at that time to say that, okay, we'll take it from here on up to another point. You being a female, and they used to say it like that with disdain, you know, you being a female in the group, you know, one day you're going to grow up and, you know, if you want to get married or you're going to have children or whatever, if we're doing well, now can you imagine us back then making this plan? If we're doing well, me and the guys are going to continue on. You can go if you want to.
Wow.
You know, and if you want to come back and we're doing well, you know, you can come back or you can try it on your own.
Wow.
Okay? We made that plan a long time ago. So people don't know that when I finally left the group wasn't the first time that I left the group. We followed the plan. And after I got married and I got pregnant, I said, okay, you guys, here it is. You know, so whatever we're doing, and wouldn't you know that we had just gotten an offer to do a 65 one-night tour?
Wow.
65 one-nighters. And that meant, like, quite a string of money, you know, for us to survive. And so I said, okay, I'll go with you guys. And I had, you know, I was already about 3 months pregnant when this came. And I said, I'll go with you guys until I'm, you know, 5 months pregnant, and then I'm going home. This is my first child, and I don't want nothing happening, right?
Right.
So when I got 5 months pregnant, I left the guys, and I went home.
Wow.
And they went ahead with the record company. They had a really big Southern hit called Darling, you know, and they were able to work on that for the longest time. And after I had the baby, I just sat at home for a while. And then my husband was struggling a little bit, and so I said, you know, this is not fair because I have a gift that I could use to help my family. And I came back. The Pips were doing good, and I came back solo. But we enjoyed performing together, so we said, hey, let's go back together. And that's what we did up until 78, 79. And a whole lot of things were on the table at the time, and I just couldn't get them done under that umbrella,
right,
so to speak, you know, and they had other things that they wanted to do. They had companies that they started and stuff like that. And I said, well, this is my life, my singing. So I want to act and I want to produce and I want to write, because me and Bubba had been producing the whole time without telling the public about it. And so I just felt that it was just time for us to grow to that. And we always said that we wanted to go out when we were doing well. We didn't want to be an oldie but goodie group, so to speak.
Right.
You know, we wanted to stay contemporary, we wanted to compete, we wanted to do all those things. And we just said, well, maybe it's time.
So how did it feel being Gladys Knight by herself the very first night you stepped on stage?
Scared to death.
Really?
And out of all the years I have been singing, I'd never, ever, ever felt nerves.
Wow.
Even when I was on Ted Mack, standing in the middle of Madison Square Garden on a soapbox by myself,
Wow.
I wasn't nervous. But this particular night, for some reason, and I think it had to do, I had never known public opinion to be so weighty before. You know what I mean? Because when they thought I was leaving the Pips at one time, like I had a solo album that came out on Buddha.
That I have.
When I was with the Pips.
I have, and you also have one in Columbia, too.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah.
I was with the Pips, and they started sending me hate mail.
Wow.
You know, I mean, not nice hate mail either. And that's the first time I'd ever had a negative reaction from people that we sing to
Wow.
and perform for. I hurt my feelings. I could not understand it. Who you think you are, you little so-and-so? You know what I mean?
Wow.
You know, leaving the Pips, you know, you ain't all that, and, you know, all that. I could not believe it. I mean, we were at the Aladdin Hotel performing, and this guy came after the show. He was ranting and raving. What you mean leaving the Pips? I said, did you just see me with the Pips on stage? I mean, what's this craziness? I'm not leaving the Pips. So, I mean, when I did that first solo thing, I just really thought people were not going to like me.
Well, you went on to a whole lot of success on your own.
Yeah.
And one of the things, though, that I find so fascinating about you is that you are one of the few singers that can take somebody else's song and make it their own.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, seriously. I mean, you sung The Temptations' I Wish It Would Rain,
Yeah.
Barbra Streisand's The Way We Were, Karen
thank
White's
you.
Superwoman. But the ultimate for me was your End of the Road medley.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, you wore those songs out.
Thank you so much. Every time I did one of those songs, in actuality, to be very, very honest with you, started out as a tribute to those people.
Yeah, and I felt that.
You know?
I really felt that.
I mean, I would never, ever, ever, and this is the truth, and don't think I'm just being facetious, try to cover Barbra Streisand. Are you serious? You know, I loved that song, and it was the one song that I had heard her do. She has an amazing gift, but it was the one song that I heard her do that touched me. It was the song as well as her performance that touched me, and I saw the movie. It was perfect for the movie. And I said, I have an opportunity creatively in my show to do whatever music that I like. And I just picked that song as one of the songs I wanted to do. I didn't even know they were recording it. Boys to Men is my favorite male group still. I saw them the other day, and I hadn't seen them in a long time, on duets. They were my favorite male group. And that's why I wanted to do End of the Road. And Babyface was my favorite and still is male artist. And the two of them together, that package, I had to do End of the Road.
Because the interesting thing to me is, like, I love their version of it.
Yeah.
But when you got finished with it, it's like you took it to the stratosphere.
Thank you very much.
I mean, seriously. I mean, I remember seeing you perform that at the Carter Barron in D.C.
Yeah, well, you never know.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, it was just magical, for lack of a better term. I mean, it was just absolutely incredible, the intensity. And the other thing I've always noticed about you, you seem like you are having so much fun when you're on a stage.
I am.
You know, and I was wondering if that was genuine or if that's just that stage thing that you put out there, or you really, really feeling that happy? Because you look like you're having such a good time.
I am. Somebody else was asking me about that. I can't remember who it was, but, you know, believe it or not, I'm a people person. And when I walk on that stage and I know somebody's out there, you came. It's almost like inviting somebody to your house.
Right.
And they show up, they honor the invitation. So when I walk out there, it's like they've been given an invitation to come and join me here. And I see all these wonderful people. It does my heart good that you took time out of your life to come and spend this time with me. And it's real for me. And you allow me to entertain you. Because without you, ain't no show. Ain't no record. I can sing in a studio forever. But if you don't take me home with you or in your heart with you, then I'm not.